Hey, what's going on guys? Shane here, and today I'm going to share with you 10 ways to loosen up a little bit. Man, you need to relax. No, seriously though, this is something I've personally been working on, focusing a lot on movement these days and loosening up, recognizing areas where I'm holding tension and relieving that tension. In fighting, it's very important to have structure in your routine, in your technique, but you don't want to be too structured. You don't want to be rigid. You don't want to be stiff. So let's talk about 10 different ways that you can loosen up the body. Let's take a look. Alright guys, let's loosen up, let's get relaxed. As fighters, as martial artists, as human beings, we're going to hold tension in different areas of our body depending on our lifestyle, depending on the movements or lack of movements that we do throughout the day, right? If we're sitting in a chair all day, then we're probably going to feel it in our hips and in our back. If we're fighters and we're throwing hundreds of thousands of punches, then we're probably going to feel it in that arched upper back with the shoulders protruding forward, that pelvic tilt where the butt sticks out. So the number one thing is just being able to recognize the areas of our body that hold tension, body awareness. And then the second is knowing how to relieve that tension with different exercises and movements. So I'm going to share with you my 10 personal favorites, and we're going to breeze through these, just giving you the key points and how to do them. And then I want you to turn it into your own personal routine, right? So whatever length you want to do these for, each individual movement, that's up to you. That's up to you depending on what feels good and what feels right, because you're going to hold tension in your body different than I do and different than anyone else does. All right. So again, you need to be able to recognize it and you need to be able to counter it. So let's jump right into the first one, which is breathing. Oftentimes we hold a lot of tension in our chest, in our stomach, in our shoulders, and in our neck because we're not breathing properly. We're not inhaling or exhaling enough, or we're just doing it wrong. All right. So first thing we're going to do is just get a steady inhale and exhale. So inhale deep. Force it in as much air as you can. And then exhale completely. You may have to tense up the abs a little bit and force that last little bit of air out. And then again, inhale. And one more time, exhale completely. Now, when you inhale, try not to lift the shoulders up. Try to expand the body out. Imagine that your lungs are balloons and you're expanding your rib cage when you inhale. Go ahead. And then again, use the abs to force out every last bit of air on your exhale. Good, keep breathing like that as I talk here. Now, this is something that I learned from Dr. Belisa Vranic. She's got 2 incredible books that I'll link down below, teaching you on how breathing can relieve stress. It can help with athleticism, will help with athleticism. It will help with endurance. The list goes on. You got to know how to breathe properly, but again, a lot of times we hold stress in our body because we're not breathing correctly. All right, so again, we're going to do one last inhale and full exhale. Good, now we're just going to bounce in place. Continue that breathing that same way. Now what we're doing when we bounce in place here, just using the calf muscles to bounce around, staying on the balls of our feet, staying nice and loose. Again, I want you to focus on having no tension in your body. The only thing that I'm doing here is I want my hands to be heavy. So my arms are loose, but notice how I'm just kind of letting my hands hang at the side. All right, now I'm gonna do a body scan here to make sure that everything is completely loose and relaxed. So a body scan is just as it sounds. I'm gonna go head to toe, just focusing on the different areas of my body, making sure that I'm not squeezing, tensing, or holding tension anywhere. Okay, so starting from the top of my head down to my eyebrows, make sure I'm not firming my eyebrows. My eyelids are relaxed, my tongue, my jaw, everything's completely loose and relaxed. The neck, the fronts, the sides, the back. Now my shoulders, am I squeezing or flexing my shoulders at all? Let them be completely heavy. All right, now we're going down to the chest, the upper abs, the lower abs. Oftentimes when we breathe into our chest, but we want to try to breathe into the belly. So expand that belly on your inhale. Expand the chest, expand the belly, push the ribs out, expand that balloon, which is your lungs. And then exhale, your hips. Now the legs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet, everything is completely loose and relaxed. Good, now you can do this for 20 seconds, you can do this for 5 minutes, whatever you need for your body. But now we're gonna hit hamstrings and low back, so we're gonna do forward fold. So let's steady our stance. We're gonna go to feet shoulder width apart. On our inhale now, we're gonna go arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're gonna fold forward, bringing our head down towards our shins. Let our arms and head be really heavy now. And as we inhale, we're gonna come up one vertebrae at a time. So slow and controlled, slow, full breath. Roll your shoulders back and down as you exhale. Again, inhale as your arms come up. And exhale down, fold. Arms and the head are heavy as you inhale, one vertebrae at a time up. Roll the shoulders back and down as you exhale. Good, you can continue doing that, again, for as many reps as you'd like. But now we're gonna move forward now to the Conor Walks, all right? So, made famously coined by Conor McGregor. What we're doing here is just letting the arms be loose and relaxed like noodles, but again, the hands are heavy. So you'll notice what I do with my fingers here, I learned this from David Weck, is fingers extended, and we're just gonna bend it at a 90-degree angle. He goes for almost like a shaka, like hang loose sign, keeping the pinky and thumb extended. And this is something that I've adopted through the Weck method, something that's really helped, like I said, keep the hands heavy without holding any tension in my forearms or shoulders or anything like that. All right, so the hips come forward as the same side shoulder comes forward. And this is a great one to really loosen up the back. You should be feeling stretches and just really loosening up the back muscles all towards the vertebrae back there. All right, warming up the shoulders. Now we're gonna turn these into arm circles here for the next one. So what I want you to do first is uppercuts, but let the arms be fully extended at the bottom and then bend. All right, so it looks like this. Almost like you're pulling something out of a well. So from the side, it looks like this. And again, don't worry about speed. Definitely don't worry about power or anything like that. Your number one concern should just be that my arms and entire body are loose. All right? Completely loose. Now, I want to add a little bit of structure. So all we're going to do is just keep the arms bent. So we are going to go for a little bit more speed here. And it's just rolling out uppercuts now. Still focusing on your breathing. Sometimes I like to bob my knees in a different rhythm than the hands are going. Just making sure that I'm not holding tension anywhere. It's not in my butt, it's not in my calves, it's not in my feet. Now we're gonna start to lift the arms up a little bit higher, and I want you to turn it into like a speed bag going backwards and try to bring it up overhead. And we're gonna bend forward and we're gonna arch over now as we do the reverse speed bag. And let's switch directions. Let's go forward now. So just like you would on a speed bag. The looser, the faster you will go. Once you start to muscle it, once you start to tense your muscles up, that's when you're gonna restrict your movement. Remember, the name of the game is stay loose and relaxed. Again, let's bend over. Arch the back here. Nothing wrong with arching the back. We're not holding any heavy weight, heavy load. So again, stretching the back muscles. And again, we'll come up overhead. And go. We're gonna turn these into hooks now. Again, loose and relaxed. So the arm is extended and then you just swing it across. Now, not the traditional way that you would probably throw a hook, right? It would be much more structured, but let's throw structure out the window. It's very good to have structure and to be structured, but it's also good to relax, because sometimes structure will restrict your body, it'll restrict your mind. You gotta be creative, you gotta be imaginative, and you gotta listen to your body. All right, turn these into twists now. So again, we're swinging our arms and we're using that momentum with the heavy hand, but we're twisting our body, so we should be feeling it in the low back. And sometimes I'll put some angle to it. I'm still twisting, but again, I'm dipping forward and kind of turning this into a figure 8 motion with my arms. Or axe chops. All right, so again, you can do these for as many as you'd like, and then we're gonna turn this into side lunges. We're gonna start moving down to the lower body. So widen up your stance, toes are facing outward, and we're just gonna drop to one side, and then up and to the other side. All right, try to keep both feet flat. This is a challenging one if you have tight hips, but go as far as you can. All right, drop to either side. And you know, a lot of people will say, ballistic stretching is no good, which is like bounce or swinging stretches. But if your body's warm, and by now you should be feeling pretty warm, then sometimes I will bounce in place here. And this feels good for me. I don't feel any potential threat for an injury. I know I'm going to be doing similar movements in a fight if I'm grappling, if I'm springing into a kick, so I should be able to handle these movements. Another thing I like doing is keeping the hips low when I switch from side to side. Again, everything is loose and relaxed. From my eyelids, to my cheeks, to my shoulders, forearms, loose and relaxed. All right? Cool. So now from here, again, do what feels comfortable, do what feels good. Sometimes you just may need to twist the hips, the shoulders, tilt, you may need to rotate a little bit. Again, there is no structure, so I want you guys to kind of experiment and just feel free to do whatever you'd like here, all right? Next one we're gonna do is a gorilla walk. So we're just gonna put our fists down on the ground. It can be down on the knuckles. You can really emulate a gorilla here and put the fingers down on the ground, but we're just gonna switch directions here, going left and right. And notice how I'm kind of shifting my weight back so that one leg is extended and one leg is bent. So again, it's a good way to just continue warming up. Start to get a little coordination here. We're keeping our hands heavy. That's the only thing that's holding the tension and holding our weight. This is one I learned here from the Machitas, Shinzo and Leota, like the gorilla walks here. All right, next one we're gonna do now is we're gonna do some tumbles, some rolls, good for jiu-jitsu. Anytime you take a jiu-jitsu class, they're gonna warm you up with these type of drills. You're probably gonna do shrimps up and back. You're gonna do forward tumbles or forward rolls. So I'm gonna give you some that I like doing, but again, just do what feels good. All right, so we can do forward rolls, dipping your shoulder. So bring your right ear to your right shoulder, and you're gonna roll now over your left shoulder. So you create this opening here, and we're just gonna roll forward. So drop your knee down, arm and shoulder, come down to the mat, and then we'll just come back in the same direction. Then we go the other way. So tilt your left ear to left shoulder, and then we're gonna roll to the right shoulder now, and back. And then just switch. All right, and again, we're gonna start to turn this into a flow here, which is going to be our last exercise. And you can shadow grapple, right? You can really picture someone there, or you can just grapple movements, or you can do it standing up, right? And we're gonna demonstrate both of what I mean. But again, oftentimes I'll just be here on the mats and I just move and I just do what feels good, right? Like that's really nice for the shoulders and for the neck there, for the back. If you wanna do more hip stuff, then maybe you wanna do more bridges. You wanna do more of these motions, or stepping over. Really now you can start to picture someone coming after you and you're grappling with them, right? You're like reaching for ankles, or they're reaching for yours. You're going for deep half, right? So really starting to visualize, and if you're grapplers with experience, it's gonna be a little bit easier for you guys to understand. If not, this is where I'm gonna plug fightTIPS.com and check out Vince's MMA IQ roadmap. It's gonna be pivotal. It's gonna help you out a lot with understanding positions, why you're there, and why you're moving to different positions, all right? So it's not just what to do, it's understanding why you're doing it and how to think and problem solve in a fight, all right? So again, it can be rolls, it can be side rolls, I can shoot penetration shots, right? I can sprawl to guard, shrimping, all right, whatever it may be. Now, I'm an amateur, I'm a white belt, so to anyone who has jiu-jitsu experience, that may look a little messy, a little chaotic. So let's go to my domain, which is more stand-up striking. Now again, the only thing that I'm gonna really focus on structure here are my hands. All right, I talked about having heavy hands. David Weck, again, this is something that I've learned through the Weck method. What he teaches, keeping the fingers straight. Don't bend them. That's the only thing that you don't wanna do. Don't grip, as if you were to squeeze something, or how most people teach to make a fist. We're gonna keep the hands open so that we can have heavy hands. Again, no tension in the body. And you almost wanna think about Emmanuel Augustus, right? The drunken boxer, the way that he used to move. So we still want to be balanced. Even though there's less structure, we can't be clumsy. We can't lose our balance. So when you watch Jackie Chan, Drunken Master, even when he's doing things, he's never out of position. Like even if he's falling into a better position where he's balanced. So think about it like that. So throwing punches, again, our fingers are open, bang, 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 bang. This is one where it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, all the technique doesn't have to be 100% like you're teaching someone how to do it correctly. You can just flow. I did that Instagram video where I was throwing the double punch. Just do what feels good. So I'm gonna try to get a little expressive here, a little artistic, and stop teaching and just let it flow. Here we go. All right, so again, the name of the game is staying loose, holding no tension. When you start to feel restricted in any movement, then you just gotta let it go. You gotta stop thinking so much, and you just gotta let the body be, all right? Use gravity to your advantage, use momentum to your advantage. Stay calm, stay loose, stay relaxed, not just physically, but also mentally, all right? That's one of the reasons why I like relaxing the muscles in my face, especially the eyelids. I feel like if that's relaxed, then everything else relax. It's a little psychological, but it helps. All right, so I hope this helps with you guys. And just finding a little bit of creativity and self-expression too. Like a lot of that may have looked like capoeira, right? Brazilian dance martial art. And I can feel that happening as I'm doing it. And I understand now, it may not be the absolute best for mixed martial arts, but there's elements that you can take from capoeira that's going to help with flexibility, it's going to help with balance, it's going to help with coordination, it's going to help with loosening up the body, upper body strength, lower body strength, right? So that's what a martial artist, a mixed martial artist is all about, taking what works from different martial arts for your style, all right? So the next time anyone asks, or if you want to ask, does blank martial art work in a fight? The answer is yes. It may not be the ideal one, because the ideal one is all martial arts, all right? For you, whatever works for your style and your body type. All right, let's go to the outro. All right, guys, so one last fight tip that I forgot to mention is throw some good music on. Throw some headphones on and just flow. I like listening to old hip hop beats from like the 90s. I like listening to like 70s, 80s funk music, something that just gets a rhythm going and you can just zone out and just move. Dance is definitely going to help with your rhythm. It's going to help loosen up. It's going to help with body awareness. It's going to help with balance and footwork, all right? So again, do it when no one's watching. Do it when you don't have to care about doing things correctly, all right? Like I said, structure is very important in fighting. When I teach you how to do things, it's in a general sense, right? I'm trying to teach everyone watching these videos, but I don't know you personally. I don't know your body type. I don't know your style. I don't know your preferences. I don't know your tension areas, your weak points, your strong points. These are things that you need to experiment and find out. You need to explore the art side of martial arts, all right? So again, it doesn't have to be correct. Just start to explore the different areas of your body, be aware of it, find out your weak points, find out your strong points, right? You think about like a bodybuilder might have really big forearms, but he doesn't have the grip strength for mountain climbing, for rock climbing, all right? So again, start to recognize your weak areas. Maybe arching your back is something that you're not used to, but you need to be doing it more because you may find yourself in that position in a fight. Or you just need to strengthen that area of your body because that's causing stress in other areas like your hips or your shoulders or something like that, okay? So it's good to know your body. You only get one, you might as well know it, you might as well take care of it. All right, if you're looking for a little bit more structure, if you're looking for more talks and topics like this, then check out fightTIPS.com. Links in the description below. You can get access to all of our courses on there for just $7 a month, or you can try for the first 14 days, and if you don't like within those 14 days, cancel. You won't get charged anything at all. All right, but check it out. At fightTIPS, we never stop training. Links in the description below. Until next time, I'm Shane with fightTIPS for the underdogs.